So then we talk about the McDonald's surveillance. The McDonald's at Old Hateville and Cleveland Avenue, the very spot where Kenneth Copeland claims in his story that everyone met and that Damekion Garlington told him who killed Donovan Thomas. Well, we know the McDonald's has surveillance. That's been testified to by several officers. And we know we don't have the McDonald's surveillance for January 10th, 2015. So I ask, Attorney Steele asks, I ask, other attorneys ask. First we asked Gaither, did you ever try to get surveillance to McDonald's? And what did she say? Oh, we went like 2 or 3 months later, we went and we talked to a general manager and they weren't able to get into the cameras right then, but we took the card and we gave the card to Thorpe. That was her explanation of the efforts to get camera footage from the McDonald's. I said, okay, do you have that in a report that you drove down to the McDonald's and talked to? Who was the person you talked to? What was their title? What was their name? Where's the card? Oh, no, I don't have that in a report. Nope. Okay, so then we asked Thorpe, what did you do to get surveillance from the McDonald's to corroborate anything Kenneth Copeland said? And this is where it gets ugly. He said, I went a couple days later and I talked to the people and they said the footage had been erased. The 15-day or however many days the cycle is ended and all the footage was erased and it started all over again. That piqued our interest because everyone knows that's not the way surveillance cameras work. Everyone knows it's first in, first out on a rolling basis, meaning if it's a 15-day cycle, at the end of 15 days, everything isn't just erased, but it starts taping over the beginning parts again, so you always have 15 days memory. Everyone knows that you wouldn't go to the McDonald's 2 days after an incident and find out that the whole system had been erased, because that's not how surveillance systems work. And we asked every officer, it seemed, that came up here, you ever hear of a surveillance system working that way? Where it just all erases at one time, or does it roll first in, first out? Every one of them said they never heard of a surveillance system just erasing all at one time. Every single one of them. So, does that McDonald's on that corner of Old Hateville and Cleveland Avenue have a one-of-a-kind, a one-of-one surveillance system that they're operating? I don't think so. But what does that mean? It means Detective Thorpe lied to us. He lied to y'all. He didn't go to try to get that surveillance from the McDonald's. He didn't go 2 days later. What did we hear from D.A. Sprinkle? Remember that? And that's a straight shoot. D.A. Sprinkle. What did D.A. Sprinkle said when we asked him about it? Hey, did Detective Thorpe ever mention trying to go get the footage from the McDonald's? Did that ever come up? Because, we've been asking a lot about this McDonald's footage. What did D.A. Sprinkle say? Detective Thorpe never brought that up to me. And that seems like something he would have brought up. Detective Thorpe lied. Either that, or he did go get the footage, and it doesn't back up Kenneth Copeland's claims, and it's in his missing file somewhere, which he can't find to bring to court. I guess that's a possibility. But he lied. All right, so the elephant in the room. Who killed Donovan Thomas? It's not our burden to solve this case, first of all. The jury instructions are clear. It's not our job to solve cases, especially cases that happened 9 years ago. But to the extent that it factors into the question of reasonable doubt that Mr. Stillwell committed that crime. Let's just leave it like this. I know someone who has a closest associate named Trevante Turner. I know of someone who is arch enemies with a man named Kelvin Watts, who's the brother of Donovan Thomas. I know of someone who, with Trevante Turner, went and shot up Rich Homie Kwan's father's barber shop in 2014. I know of someone who stole Donovan Thomas's nut chain and wallet and cell phone out of his truck in late 2014, and when asked about it by the police, repeatedly lied about that situation, repeatedly pretended that him and Donovan Thomas were cool. I know someone who was jumped by Kelvin Watts in Club Crucial on January 6, 2015. I know someone who basically admitted on the stand, I'm listening, to shooting up the TIG studios at 675 Metropolitan Avenue on January 8, 2015, 2 days before Donovan Thomas's death. A shooting which shot a hole in Rich Homie Kwan's windshield. And if you recall from the officer who responded to the scene, a shooting that very well may have occurred while Donovan Thomas was present. Remember, I asked that officer, were there people there in the studio at the time? Yes, there were. Who were they? I don't know. They wouldn't open the door. They wouldn't come and answer. And I know someone who was put on the proverbial plate by Donovan Thomas on January 8th, 2015. Mr. Kokomo, could you please play DS24F?
I got somebody, I don't know his name. He was there. He everything. He called the night. Well, I forgot what day they got killed, but it was a Friday night. It was a Thursday night. Mm-hmm. They had a barbecue. Mm-hmm. But the barbecue just about it was blood and everything ain't blood. Mm-hmm. Then the whole meeting was based upon me. They was all in there talking about this and this, talking about this and this. So the nigga Mo was on the phone. So Mo told everybody, I mean, every last one of y'all, whoever 90s scraps here, whoever that was the nickname, supposed to kill me. They gave all them guns. The same night, they gave every last one gun. Said, treat me to a gas station and kill me. I forgot whatever. But he called and he told me everything and he said, is this person a friend of yours?
That's good. The whole meeting was based on me. Gave all of them guns. They were instructed to trick me to the gas station. This wasn't some universal Donovan Thomas after everyone. This wasn't Donovan Thomas after YSL. It certainly wasn't Donovan Thomas after Shannon Stillwell. They were after Kenneth Copeland. I know somebody who had the opportunity. Not only does cell phone records put him right in the area, but we know the car was, we know the shooting, the murder was perpetrated using a certain Infiniti. An Infiniti that was rented for Kenneth Copeland by Jeffery Williams. Because Kenneth Copeland needed a car. An Infiniti that Kenneth Copeland was in possession of the day before the Donovan Thomas shooting. And Infinity, which was last known to be in the hands of Kenneth Copeland and Quindarius Zachary, before, according to Kenneth Copeland, he handed it off to his good friend, closest associate, partner in shooting up Rich Homie Kwan's father's barbershop, Trevante Turner, also known as Threat. In conclusion, regarding count 2, ladies and gentlemen, there is an absolute lack of reliable evidence against Shannon Stillwell. He had no motive. His problems with all these people happened afterwards, once APD falsely accused him, once the streets falsely accused him of committing this crime. That's when people started shooting at his head and shooting at cars he was riding in. He didn't have any problems with Donovan Thomas. There's no evidence of that. There's no forensics, no DNA, no cell phone records putting Shannon Stillwell at any scenes. He's not on the Texaco video. It's just 2 witnesses, both proven and admitted liars who changed their stories repeatedly on tape, right in front of all of us. Both people who had every reason to lie when they gave their stories. 2 people that were chosen by the state to be the key witnesses in the case. But 2 witnesses, to their credit, who at least came in here and owned up to the fact that they were weak. They chose themselves. They chose to lie on others to save themselves, and at least they came in and told you that. Other than that, there's no corroboration at all. All right. We got a little more to go, okay?
Let's stay.
That was my hint.
I picked up.